What's up, guys? This is Kyle from Wax Museum, and I'm going to show you a sneak preview of the end result of this video here real quick, and then I'm going to show you some of the steps that led up to that. So, as you can see here, I created these custom horizontal 1957 Topps-inspired cut autograph cards, and it's a project that I've been wanting to do for a while now. It's just I needed some help with the design and honestly a little bit of motivation. So I had some ideas on what I wanted to do, and I had a friend that created some really awesome examples using some existing 1957, or at least pictures from 1957 cards, and I really liked them, and I really wanted to use them, but to be honest, I wasn't sure if my, or actually I knew for a fact that my X-Acto knife skills weren't going to work in cutting around those player faces, so I needed something that was a little simpler for me to execute with just like a square punch instead. So we came up with something like this. This is a pretty basic template. I'm going to show it to you here. A lot of people have asked me how I design the actual cards, and I use Paint 3D. I know some of you have Photoshop and you're much better with that, so I would definitely encourage you to use that. I use the free version of Paint 3D. I've had a lot of practice with it. I'm pretty comfortable with that now, so we created a template where all I had to do was add the player names, and I had to add the team names, and then a face. And then on the back, I designed the back myself. I just took like a cardboard background, and I used the Magic Select tool to grab part of the portion from the back of a 1957 card and kind of stretch that out, and then I put some text on there as well. Just a general message like you would see on a certified autograph from a pack. Hey, congratulations. This is a card that features an authentic autograph from a subject in the 1957 Topps set or something like that. You can see on the screen what I ended up with. I'll show you at some point. So I had those printed up at Walgreens like I normally do, and I used kind of the same template that I've used in a couple of past videos before. So I want to show you the process of piecing those together, and then I'll come back at the end, and I didn't make just one player, I made 5. So I'm going to show you the end result as well. Okay, the prints are done, so let's go ahead and see how those turned out here. So I made 4 copies because this is the first time I'm doing this design, and I figure there will be some mistakes made and there'll be some trial and error. So I think they turned out pretty well. And one thing I did this time around that I haven't done in the past is I made the template a way bigger file. So it's not trying to stretch the image or anything like that. So it looks a little bit more clear than it has in the past with some of the font and the picture. So I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, let's take a look at what I've got here. Another reason that I chose, well, really the main reason I chose Harry Gallatin is because I have 4 index cards from him. So let me lay them all out here. I think I like these the best. I mean, they have the most on them, although this one looks pretty... Actually, this has pistons on it too. So even though this one's personalized, I like this the best. The problem is, if I want to use this one for the cut, yeah, I can fit the autograph will fit on there great, but I'm cutting off the, Knicks and Pistons inscription and the Hall of Fame inscription. I try not to cut inscriptions off of autographs if I have the option. However, I do have 4 of these, so that's kind of my predicament. Ideally, this is the only one that doesn't have an inscription. I'd like to use it. It also is pretty much the largest autograph that I've got. So, of course, it would work out that way. So before I even make any drastic decisions here, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to punch a window for this. And I'm going to see kind of from there what it looks like and what fits. So looking at the punches that I have, not the greatest option, so I probably should buy another one. I know they also have like presses with dies or however you phrase that. This one's way too small, so I'm not going to use that because that's how big that I would have to make so many punches in there and it just wouldn't work. This one is 1.25 inches, and I think I would just have to make maybe 2, maybe 3, if I adjust it a little bit, punches across here and there'll be some overlap obviously, but I think I can do that, and I probably won't have to do any more punches than that. So like I said, I printed 4 of these. I'm probably going to make some mistakes, but that's what I'm going to go ahead and try and do now. So I might speed parts of this video up because I don't want to rush myself, and then we'll see how it turns out. Okay, it's a good thing I did 4 of these because I actually messed the first 3 up. I did kind of salvage the third one. Like I think it's usable, but it wasn't really to the standard that I wanted. So I was a little nervous on the 4th one. So I took a lot of time and got that one right. So now that I have that window cut, I think it's going to work really well with this autograph here. And I kind of have to make a choice. Do I want to cut off the Y in the first name or the top of the G in the last name? And I could, if I wanted to leave that space empty, I could get both of them. I think I'm going to get most of them, and I'd rather cut off, because that fades off anyway, I'd rather cut off right there. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a pencil here. I'm going to make some very light marks just so I know, and I'm going to cut outside of those, obviously, so it will fit in that cut window area. So now I kind of have my parameters for that. All right, so we're ready to cut that index card. But definitely need to leave some room on the top and bottom so that the glue has a spot to hold on to. Okay, I think that's good. So I'll erase those pencil marks, and then I'm ready to start putting this thing together. Okay, so I had a lot of trouble getting the punch right on that window. I know I could use a Cricut or something like that. I don't have that set up, so this is what I've got. So this is what I'm using for the time being. Eventually, I did get one that was cut pretty well, so I actually saved it as my template. That's why I wrote S on there, just for sample. So that way I can kind of trace that over on the ones that I do from here on out. And you see this is a different one. This is Tom Heinsohn. So I remade the Harry Gallatin several times just because I didn't like the way that the window was or the way the cut turned out. So I did damage the cut itself a little bit, but a little bit of paper loss, but not too bad. I'm happy with the way this turned out. So I did use my little paper trimmer here for the final step, which I'm not going to show you every little step because I've done that on another video, but I used the paper trimmer and I came up with that. And then I made several others as well. Actually, I made 4 more. So I've got this first wave here is 5. So I've got Harry Gallatin, and then I did 4 different Celtics. So I'm very happy with the way these turned out. So I've got Frank Ramsey, Tom Heinsohn, Arnie Rison, and Andy Phillip. And a couple things, just random thoughts that came to my head to keep in mind. You want to be careful how much of the cut you leave in there, because keep in mind you're adhering it between those two pieces, and if you leave so much of it in to where it's still up here, it is going to split the top when you go to cut it. So I need to re-glue this one. You can see it's coming apart, but for right now I put it in a penny sleeve. It stays together, and I can glue that back together later. So I do have these cut to just about, they're a little bit larger than a normal card. I could cut them down more if I wanted to, but I'm not going to mess with that. They fit in these top loaders. I'll probably put them in a top loader binder, and I've got, I think, 5 more that I can do right now, and then I need to go and buy some more autographs. But all in all, I'm very happy with the way this turned out. So I'm not saying that this is the best way to do this necessarily, but it's the way that I've figured out to do with the equipment that I've got. So a lot of you are very creative. You'll probably find a way to make these even better, but at least that will give you a starting point, and I hope you can make some great projects out of that as well. Let me know if that helped you out in the comments. Make sure to share that with your friends. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done that as well. Remember, there are new episodes of the audio podcast that come out every Thursday. And as always, thanks for watching.